What is up? Facebook, YouTube, X, Locals, Rumble, everywhere else. What's up? No, I'm not a lemon face. I am actually a me face. So I like that little lemon dude. The lemon drop. Lemon drop, lemon drop. I like a lemon drop. So, anyways, sorry about the echo in here. I'm over at my girl's place again. Because if I want my internet to last the rest of the month, that's funny, isn't it? For like, how long now have I been doing daily streams? And in the past, I've never had any internet issues, right? Like, I mean, I have like disconnecting issues and stupid shit like that, but never like, oh, you use too much data, sir. But recently, with all this, it's been getting on my nerves. Let's put it that way. Just getting on my fucking nerves. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to start, I don't know, go pick pop cans every month and pay for a fucking car. I don't know. Like, I usually don't have the extra money to pay for a phone bill, but I'll just get the extra money to pay for the phone bill because I'm fucking sick of this stupid stuff with the internet service. It's ridiculous. Like, you're honestly just better off to pay $45 for unlimited straight talk because it's actually unlimited, at least unlimited to the point where you shouldn't overutilize the data. Which you shouldn't be overutilizing the data with the ACP or anything either, but they are fucking scamming people, slowing your data down, claiming you're using more than what you actually are, telling you that they're giving you more than what they actually are. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of fucking stupid stuff. Look up the lawsuit against Q-Link. It's pretty serious. Also explains why they're changing up a lot of their tactics. Anyways, I'm going to smoke some of this Pop Scotty. I found an interesting little theory. Not theory. I found an interesting little discovery, rather, while reviewing. Anyway, getting in my goddamn dabs, woman. While reviewing Pop Scotty, Scotty Poppins, Poppin' Scotty, Pop Scotty Live Resin, which is, if you're unaware, a cross of Biscotti and Red Pop, which I don't know where Red Pop hails from, but I know people in Appalachia, here where I'm at, call it soda pop. And it's not very common around the country because I used to get made fun of a lot from people from other areas for calling soda pop. I don't even think it's that common in Maryland, really. It's just like up here in the redneck woods, it's pretty common. Yeah, see, that gives you an idea of the area in which I come from, or from which I come. I'm considered a redneck in this area. Well, no, I'm not considered a redneck in this area, but if I travel outside this area, I'm likely seen as a redneck. If you hear me speak, talk, you hear my opinions on things, etc. So, yeah. Anyways, the interesting tidbit of information that I came to is I've had intuited for a while now. And when I say intuited, I mean like I'm able to look at the profile and I've seen enough of them. I've been doing this topological protocol thing for long enough now where I can look at the profile and within a few seconds looking at everything, I have a general idea of where that profile is going. That said, the alpha pinene beta pinene ratio is one of my proud moments because I'm very proud to have made up that formula, or at least came to it independently. If I did not create it, if it's already out there somewhere else, that's fine because, as I said, I came to the uncovering of it independently. I knew there was some pattern there that was like clicking in my brain when I was reading the profiles, but I couldn't suss it out for a really long time. The pattern I was seeing was the indication of alpha pinene plus beta pinene, the ratio formula. So alpha pinene plus beta pinene, each taken in ratio to the sum of them both, is approximately equivalent to the lean, with alpha equivalent to sativa and beta characteristic of indica. Now, that's all good and well, and it typically works out a significant amount of the time. However, there's times when it wasn't working out, and when it wasn't working out, there were two things happening. Either one, when it didn't work out, it would express an oppositional totality to what the lean was. So when I say oppositional totality, it's a word I came to use when I was writing this. What I'm referring to is the complete landrace opposition of whatever that lean is. So if it's a sativa hybrid, it will express as a indica landrace, vice versa. Now, there was another way in which that happened. Rather than expressing an totality of the opposition, it will express simply an opposition. So if it's 45-50, you end up with the 45-50 leaning the other way. Now, those were two different issues that was going on within the formula, the alpha-pinene, beta-pinene formula, the results thereof. And I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on, like what that meant. I still don't know what it means or what it indicates or what is. I have an idea, though, of what might be influencing it and a start. So there are two, what I call phenomena. I labeled them phenomena. So phenomena 1, and phenomena 1, 2, and then phenomena 2. So there's two examples, like two different kinds of phenomena 1 and one phenomena 2. So the first, I just posted this on Facebook, actually. Read my review if you don't understand any of this. So the review spells it out pretty clearly. The first is the, get the wording right. Fuck, brain fart. The first phenomena is when you have oppositional definition in totality. So when that tends to okay, that's what I'm trying to say. What was happening here is when I would look at the strain which was expressing when the beta-pinene formula wasn't working properly, but it was telling me that, for example, like Pop Scotty, that the strain was an absolute sativa hybrid, when I know for a fact that I'm working with an indica hybrid simply from the box. Like, I usually don't look up the strain beforehand. However, if the box says indica, that's the industry's definition of it. It's indica hybrid. So, yeah, that's what I was going by. Now, the fact that the box says indica, but I'm saying indica hybrid because, one, there's no indica landrace that has terpinolene and osamine at secondary levels in it. Ergo, indica hybrid. I think it's like a 45-55 lean. Pop Scotty has a little bit, it's like a bit of a sativa buzz to that. It's not so relaxing, sedating. And I read the profile review. So, in Pop Scotty, you have alpha pinene at 0.42% with no beta pinene, which is indicative of a sativa landrace. That's, alpha pinene, all alpha pinene, 40.42 over 0 that's all alpha pinene, 100% alpha pinene. So what happens in those scenarios is that I'm stumbling over my words. It's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me, if you read the fucking thing, it's a lot. It took me like 2.5 days to write this shit. I spent all day today spelling out all the details of it. So in oppositional, and it's oppositional in totality. And then the other one, I get confused between P1 of 1, P1 of 2, and P2. I still don't think I have a complete grasp on the whole thing to be able to talk about it and speak about it on live. Like, I just literally came to this understanding. I should have taken notes. I should have written down notes so I didn't confuse myself when I was doing this. Anyway, just please, if you're interested in any of what I was just talking, look at my review on locals, because there's a lot there. Or just look at the Facebook post. I transferred it over to the Facebook post as well. Let me take a dab and see if I can get my thoughts gathered. Like I'm having a brain fart right now. Now, see, I told you I'm from Appalachia, brain fart. Nobody else in America says that. No, yeah, it's not true. They do. What? I'm like literally in a room off to the side, not bothering anybody. I don't know what. I don't know. Don't know. They weren't here a second ago. My girlfriend, they were gone, but they just got back. She's already yelling for me. I'm not sure what she wants. I think she's just wondering where I was. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. When you the reason that it is doing that, at least the correlation that I found that is related to this phenomena of the beta pinene not working correctly, the formula. Son of a bitch. There's a bunch of shit going on out there. Why is it on the tip of my tongue and it won't come off? Come on. I can't focus now. They're out there fucking and making all kinds of stupid noise, doing dumb shit. What was I just saying? I just had it on the tip of my fucking tongue. If I get mad, I'm really not going to be able to think of it. Alpine, the opposition. I'm going through my head. I'm sorry. If I keep thinking this hard, I'm not going to be able to pull it. It's just going to keep running from me. Let me get it out of my head. I just got to stop speaking, you know. Yes, god damn it. The genetics, the genetic fucking profile. Okay, the genetics. Whenever it is expressing in totality a P1 or P1 of 2, either of those situations, what I'm seeing is that the genetics that lead up to that strain that is expressing in that way are either one simplistic, that's a very simplistic profile, a genetic profile, lineage, meaning it goes very quickly back to landrace genetics within 4 crosses. That's what I've dwindled it down to, 4. A lot of times it's just directly back. You'll have like 2 land races crossed over, and then you get the strain that you're looking at, which is presenting as a total lean in that direction, and the opposite direction of what it actually is. And it has all these landrace contributions not far back in the lineage of the genetics. Okay, that was the one happenstance. The other was on for P1 of 2, was that rather than having the short, direct back to landrace simplicity, it was expressing, the profiles were expressing more complex, like for example, Starfighter and Red Pop, part of Pop Scotty. But the Starfighter, if you look down through there, is like literally all landrace. It's all landrace. And so if you follow me there. So they tend to have, it might be a more complex genetic lineage, but the genetic lineage tends to be literally all landrace contribution within one or two crosses, like Starfighter and Red Pop. And if you look at Red Pop, you can see the other two bits of the genetic lineage. They're not very complex. They're very, very. Check out Seed Finder. I linked the seed map, the genetic map that I use online to visualize a lot of this shit. I linked it on the review that I did for Pop Scotty. So all the links are there for all of the information. A lot of the information is just stuff that I already had in my head, but I know where it's at online. So I just write it and then check it and then use that. And yeah. I used to write a lot of my research papers like that in high school, to be honest with you. In high school and in college, the way I would write my research papers is that they tell you to pick a subject, then research the subject, and then use those citations to prove, you know what I mean, as your work cited. What I would do is, for example, I knew a lot about like the reality of the witch trials and how it, how American and like Christianity and religion. I knew a lot about religion and things, and like in 8th grade. So I wrote my paper on witchcraft versus Satanism and the misunderstanding between the misinterpretation of the two, which was quite funny in that time. That was like, I don't know. There were goths, and so it was early 2000s, so it was like different back then. Anyway, the way I would write the paper, it was pick a subject, and then it was a subject that I knew a lot about already. So a lot of times what I try to do is if I'm going to, like, if I need a reference or pull one out of my ass or something, just to add one in, and I'm throwing this out there, I'll take information that I know is accurate, and then I'll put that into the Google search, find an accurate source for it for an NIH database or what have you, and then use that as a reference for the information that I already know is correct. I just don't feel like going and hunting it out on the internet for some qualified researcher to restate the same shit that I already know so that I can use his citation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A dab finish. I don't feel like using this banger. This banger's not going to work properly because I'm using my MJ Arsenal. So we're just going to put another dab in the Terp Slurper. I've got my nice banger over here, my nice fucking one of my nice slurpers, but even the Titan, it's got not enough air to really get a good pull with a 14 millimeter. It's a good tip for you. Sterner tip. Anybody's out there, anybody sees this who actually watches my content. A 14 millimeter adapter for an MJ Arsenal rig will not allow a Terp Slurper to function properly. You have to actually get, it will with a pearl, a single pearl, but if you're trying to pull a pearl or something heavy like a bat, ball and chain, it's not going to function properly. At least mine doesn't. Maybe mine's like a little too thin down here at the bottom in the airflow, so I don't know. But, yeah. Because I lost my dog knocked it off, actually, and broke it. My banger with the 10, and it's difficult to find 10 gauge slurpers. So I got me an adapter. Which, by the way, that's the idea, my new idea for my JB Weld bong that I just showed everybody. Is instead of using those two broken pieces of glass and JB Weld and even risking it leaking down in where they connect it all, like leaking in and drying and curing there, and see like smoke blowing across it. That's what I mean. It's not really that big of a deal, but it kind of is because it's very hot smoke, very hot air. So if I use this, is completely sealed, and I wouldn't even have to really cover the whole thing in JB wood. I just leave it uncovered and just attach it at the 2 spots. And this would fit right in the broken intake of the other rig. Yes, sir. I'll be done in just a second, Kat. Guys, Kathy, Jill, if you can hear me out there. Did you hear me? I don't think now I'm talking to them. I think they're ignoring me, being polite. I wasn't being sarcastic. I really bet they're actually being polite because they know I've been here live. So they're not out there going like, what? Huh? What? Yeah. Alrighty, dabbity doo, dabbity da. In my lungs we go. Oh God, that face I made me think of that guy. I saw him on the internet yesterday. Somehow he's able to pull his bottom lip up over his nose. And it, like, I don't know. He's got like a kangaroo pouch in his lip or some shit. He's like, and it's so funny. It looks like his face like folds in half back or something. Like it looks like he does this right in the middle of his face. So like his chin's up here. It's fucking weird. It's so weird. It's like those weird body people reels and stuff. Like long neck and I don't know. There's a couple of those people now, the long neck people. I didn't know that was that common. The other P2 is when the alpha beta pontium ratio expresses in opposition, just not in totality. So it's not expressing as like the other land race, which happened with Pop Scotty. It's happened with many other strains that I've seen. It is one hybrid lean, but that specific pinene ratio is through, if you follow these patterns that and terpological protocol and that formula, yeah. So, yeah. Definitely check out the review if you're interested. I have difficulty sometimes communicating verbally. I know it's funny, I do lives, but I also write shit, so check it out. Still not used to the fucking backwards camera, and I can't find the setting on here to make it. There's a word for that. A word for how that happens. Like it's on video games. Like you change the blah or reverse the blah. There's a word. If you know the word, put it in the chat at any point in time, any day. Just put it down there. All right. Later.